An old mansion in a trendy neighborhood of Chicago was filled with town legends and unforgettable stories. In this mansion, Alex, a young journalist, had to stay alone for one night because his family was going to the city for the weekend. Alex was determined to solve the mysteries in the mansion. Tonight, however, he would embark on a journey towards his own horror-filled story. The first night, Alex tried to sleep in the quiet of the mansion. In his dream, however, he felt as if he had been awakened by the creaking of the door and the sound of steps. He saw the door of his room slightly ajar, but no one was there. Alex, quietly wandering the corridors, tried to trace the old stories in the mansion. On the second night, Alex had a dream in which he saw images of the past in the mansion. In a dream, he saw that a once living family in this mansion had been murdered, and ghosts have been wandering restlessly ever since. During the night, the spirits of this family, who were trying to communicate with the ghosts, were trying to tell him something. On the third night, Alex decided to solve the mystery in the mansion. He explored every corner of the house, studied old family albums, and began to learn about the history of the town. History showed that the murder in this mansion was one of the darkest moments in the history of the town. On the fourth night, Alex discovered in his dream the drama of the ghost family in the mansion. The ghosts guided him to uncover the secrets behind the murder and uncover the truth. When he learned the facts behind the murder, he realized that the truth was darker. On the fifth night, Alex, collaborating with the ghosts in the mansion, was determined to make light of the murder. The ghosts showed him the complexity of the events of the past and the real responsibility behind the murder. Alex did his best to solve the murder and restore the souls of the ghost family to peace. On the sixth night, Alex left the mansion as a place where silence and peace prevailed. The secrets behind the murder were revealed, and the ghost family found eternal peace. After this experience, Alex began to understand the history of the town in more depth and gave a new direction to his journalism career. The mansion now had not only the memories of the past, but also a story of resolution and justice. At the end of a long road, away from the cosmopolitan atmosphere of New York, Jessica, a young woman, was going to stay alone for one night due to her family's weekend trip. But tonight, he would be enveloped by a secret hidden deep in the silent house, and he would bring Jessica face to face with a terrible truth. The first night, Jessica tried to fall asleep, feeling the silence. However, in his dream, he heard the sad cries of a child in an old room of the house. The boy's eyes were filled with a desperation that pierced Jessica's soul. Jessica felt that this dream was not just a dream. On the second night, Jessica opened the door of the old room in her dream. Behind the door, the ghost of a missing child appeared. The boy asked him to help Jessica and save her. Jessica, heeding this mysterious call, decided to find out about the child's past. On the third night, Jessica went on a journey deep into the house. He studied old family albums, researched the history of the missing child, and began to learn about the history of the town. History showed that the house had turned into an old orphanage, and the missing child had mysteriously disappeared. On the fourth night, Jessica sneaked into the old orphanage in her dream. The ghost boy showed him the tragic events he had experienced in the past. Jessica found out that the missing child was abused at the orphanage and somehow died. On the fifth night, Jessica made a deal with the ghost of the missing boy. The ghost boy needed your help to put an end to his past suffering and find peace. Jessica decided to boldly take steps to save the soul of the lost child and restore the ghost to freedom. On the sixth night, Jessica revealed the story of the boy who disappeared deep into the city. The ghost boy's soul was restored to peace after a long silence. The atmosphere inside the house has changed. A quiet tranquility has prevailed instead of the screams of the child. On the seventh night, when her parents returned, Jessica had an expression of peace on her face. The townspeople appreciated his courage and determination to help the ghost of the missing child. The silent scream in the depths of the house had now turned into a song of peace and healing. 19. In an old town in Louisiana, the dark shadow of a decadent manor house was surrounded by eerie legends told among the townspeople. In this mansion, James, a young man, had to stay overnight by himself due to the fact that his family was going to the city for the weekend. James was determined to solve the mystery of the manor, but tonight, he was going to step into his own scary story. The first night, James tried to sleep in the quiet of the mansion. However, in his dream, he heard a strange baby crying. He felt as if that voice came from the depths of the manor. James, quietly wandering through the corridors, the baby's voice was gradually increasing, but he could not find any baby. On the second night, James saw images of the mansion's past in his dream. In her dream, she saw that this house was once turned into an orphanage, and the babies who lived here tragically lost their lives. During the night, the ghost babies he had seen in his dreams tried to communicate with him. On the third night, James decided to solve the mystery at the manor. He explored every corner of the house, studied the old orphanage records, and began to learn about the history of the town. History has shown that this house was once the darkest point in the town. On the fourth night, James decided to save the ghost babies from the past of the house in his dream. In his dream, the spirits of the dolls guided him, and he discovered the secret tunnels under the manor. In these tunnels, he met with the ghosts of babies and brought them to peace. On the fifth night, James realized that the manor had now become a place of silence and peace. The souls of the babies had broken the curse of the manor. After this experience, James began to appreciate the manor's past more and continued to be referred to as the hero of the town.